I am certainly not unbiased. I have my biases. Certainly, I have my difficulties around President Trump. But in what I've been putting over YouTube, I've tried to be as fair as possible, as open as possible, and also to be able to look at subsequent facts for a change in my perception of things. One thing that has been very recent, but is quite appalling, and yes, it's a straight out dig at President Trump in this instance, is the difficulties around his admonition to Vice President Pence that he essentially should not even be calling the governors of states who are not, quote, appreciative of President Trump and his administration. As he indicated, and he even called the governor of Michigan, that woman from Michigan, this kind of standard, I guess would be the correct way to say it, this kind of a standard to claim, even though he may be saying it out of the way that he acts as a person of dig here, dig there at people in order to just continue to increase talk about things because he believes that no bad news is bad. It's every news is good. So if they keep talking about him, it's a lot better than not talking about him at all. Even though he does that an awful lot, in this instance, and in the subject matter around the coronavirus, around being able to get the medical materials that they need, the medical assistance, financially, all of these things. When you have that kind of a situation, to then put it according to, if you treat me nice, I'll get you those things, it reflects such a lack of morality and moral standard that's appalling. It's absolutely appalling in just a normal person, much less the President of the United States, who absolutely should be held to a high standard. That's what the reason is for voting him in as the president, is that somebody that you expect to have a high standard. So his actual actions, despite the fact that apparently Pence did not follow it, despite that you also have then the interview with Dr. Fauci, and he makes a difference between the facts and the rhetoric. Even so, that's not something that you can just continue to look past and say, oh, well, that's him, that's the way it is. There is a time that comes for him to pay for such things, but there also is a time when it should not be permitted because it is so inappropriate. You have people dying now by the thousands in the United States. Well over 2,000 people. You have it apparently going to get only worse. And here you have a president playing around with who is going to treat him best in respect to politics. That is completely, completely wrong, absurd, deplorable, and should not be permitted. He should be reprimanded from everyone, including his own party, and put to the task in order to apologize. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's certainly, in my opinion, what he should do. Thank you. I'll talk to you again another time.